Let's keep it going with Catherine Durkin Robinson.
When my kids were teenagers, they would tell me about high school relationships. This friend dating that friend, but interested in another friend. I would sometimes quote the movie Mistress America. Greta Gerwig's character says, "There's no cheating when you're 18. You should be touching each other all the time." I had a broader view of this subject, but wouldn't elaborate until they were a little bit older. And then I wouldn't elaborate with anyone else until my kids knew. So when they graduated from college, I felt like that was a good time for me to expand on my thoughts. First, I poured myself a glass of wine. We were having a conversation about post-college relationships. This friend dating that friend, but interested in another friend. Before I could quote anything, they just kind of said, "Mom, you don't really understand." And that's when I knew it was time. So I set the stage. "It's true," I said. "Dad and I have been together since 1988. We have been happily married since 1995. Thanks to him, a wonderful mom, great friends, and extended family, I've been deeply loved my whole life. But I'm not in a bubble. I know things." They sort of scoffed, like, "How do you know things?" "Because Dad and I have been seeing other people for the last 30 years. Gulp. Yeah. My boys, now men, knew words like polyamory and demisexual existed, but they didn't realize that those words applied to their family. As our conversation continued, they got that I wasn't defending cheating, only defending having honest and open and healthy conversations about compulsory monogamy, colonialism, patriarchy, and contemporary alternatives. Simple stuff. As we continued to talk, turned out they approved. They were happy with the way that they were raised, and were glad to know us as parents and people. So then I felt comfortable telling, well, everyone. This was hard for some of our friends and my Catholic relatives to wrap their minds around. Probably because for most of them, my husband and I were the happiest married couple that they knew, and so that meant they started to rethink some things, including the idea that we are so happy, not despite our non-traditional ideas, but because of them. Some wanted to know about the swinging lifestyle. They've seen movies. What's an open marriage like? Well, besides my husband, I've had 2 relationships in 30 years. One lasted 6 years and the other 10. My husband, about the same. It's not really swinging. I'd be embarrassed to say it's open. It's more like a jar. Then they kind of wanted to know, like, what can you get from someone else that you can't get from each other? And well, that's simple. Heartbreak. Now, I never went out in search of it, like, let me try and meet someone who's gonna help me understand Fleetwood Mac songs. No. But let's face it, I mean, relationships aren't all fun and games. Managing complex emotions on several levels can hurt. And 2 men I love deeply taught me that. I always thought I'd stay friends with my exes, like Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman, like my husband and the women he's loved, but sadly that wasn't meant to be. One became a Trump supporter, and the other broke up with me on Twitter. Yeah. Heartbreaking. When I told my sons and my friends this, they wanted names. They wanted to defend me. My Catholic relatives wanted another round of whiskey and for me to please stop talking. But, I mean, as the conversations kind of continued, we really did learn a lot. And my children, happy with their family, understand that this isn't it's not widely accepted, right? I mean, it's a hard sell, I know. I fully expect low scores and maybe some booze. But when this next celebrity inevitably gets caught cheating, or the topic comes up in a series like this, I like to tell my story and just gently suggest that traditional rules don't apply to everybody, and that there are good relationships and healthy families out there that look all kinds of ways. And I also think sometimes it's helpful to hear these stories, because when we expand the definition to include all kinds of scenarios, it really does help everybody feel more connected and gives them room to grow. Anyway, my sons and their girlfriends kind of look at me strange sometimes when I say these things, but I like to remind them that I was the first in my friend group to reject flour, sugar, and late-stage capitalism, and I was right about all that. So ultimately, my husband and I were never going to learn all the things from each other. So we're happy to have had some essential human experiences elsewhere while staying together and building a strong family. And speaking for myself, I'm a better partner, parent, and person, thanks to that lifetime of love and the wisdom of a broken heart. And knowing Fleetwood Mac songs isn't so bad either.